So we're going to flood the wheel head with water and then let all that excess water run off. For whatever reason, that gets us the right amount. We're going to take our pot. Before you put it down on the wheel, take a minute to feel the walls, feel where it gets thick. So like right around here, it starts to turn from wall to floor. And you can do the same thing across the floor, so right around here. The more time you spend familiarizing yourself with where the thickness is in your pot, the less time you have to spend kind of stressing out about it once it's on the wheel. So now we're gonna take this. This is a little softer than I would normally trim, but it is what it is. So put it on the wheel and make circles. You can see it's already building up a little slip. It's gonna start to grab on. Once it gets a little stodgy, then we're gonna go in center. So you put your thumbs back so that they're not touching. Wait for the bump. So you creep in slow and steady. Let's put this like way out of center. So we're not letting it touch until we find the tap, and you slow the wheel, tap, slow the wheel, and then stop it. Hands down, the pot slides in, back up, and go again. So the goal is to get to a point where you can feel the bump the first time and then stop it on the second one and adjust in. Under adjust, it's really easy to over adjust and then you kind of swing through the center over and over again. So tiny adjustments make a big difference. My mantra for trimming is close enough is close enough. So that's close enough. Once you get it centered, we're gonna make tiny little circles and that should lock it onto the wheel. Double check to make sure it's centered. Big tool first. These were thrown off the hump, so the bottom is a little jagged. So we take the big tool and just smooth it down so it's nice and clean. And then I don't do the two concentric rings at this stage. I just kind of eyeball where I want the outside of the foot to be, and we come in on a right or on a 45-degree angle and just start peeling. So that was that big corner of clay that I didn't want anymore. Now we're going to line the back of the trimming tool up with the edge of our foot and twist down in like this, and then slowly drop it down and in, and then roll out and away. Smooth and compress. Middle finger on the far side, thumb on the near side, pointer finger up and over the top. You can smooth and compress that foot. And then, in lieu of a smaller trimming tool, we're just going to use the side of this. We punch in at the middle, medium wheel speed, slow and steady to the foot. And you can come back, speed that wheel speed up to smooth it all down. I would recommend getting a little undercut on the inside of your foot and then smoothing it slightly. So we're going to support on the inside, push the pointer finger over that line, but keep that undercut in there. What that ultimately gives you is a nice clean breaking point where the glaze ends and the foot begins. You can rack the sponge on the foot, or when you're painting wax resist, and not have to worry about going a little bit further than you want it to. Same deal on the outside. We're just going to kick this up right into the foot. Just a little undercut. That's going to make it a lot easier to hang on to when you're glazing. And then always smooth at this stage so you don't have to sand in this. To get it free, fix this little edge. To get it free, wrap your hands low around the pot, make good full contact, and then a gentle wiggle. It's going to feel like it's not going anywhere. Don't rush it. You will crunch the pot. Eventually, it'll just pop right up off the wheel. And so we got a little foot that has enough of an undercut that we can hang on to it when we're glazing. Let's cut this in half and see if I'm anywhere near even. Yeah. So what I want you guys to do, these are going to have a lot of clay on the bottom. Don't worry about getting it thin. Just try and feel this wall thickness and shoot for that down here. It's the kind of thing that the more you throw, the more consistent your pots will be, and the less guesswork you'll have to do. You'll just sort of know how deep things tend to be. But that's the goal for these, is to center them without any clay, get them stuck down with the suction cup, and then try and trim them until they're nice and even.